Hello, Internet. Yep, that's right. I'm back from Texas. Sorry to disappoint you. Next time, don't get the discount voodoo doll.
You lied to me, gypsy lady!
Thinking about attempting to kill things? Boy, did I get a lot of hate last week for trying to destroy the Bumblebee ship. Or maybe not, I don't know. I record these ahead of time, but since we're on the topic, let's take a look back at what occurred in the last episode.
Our characters were all preparing themselves for the school dance, but focus was on two, Jean Arc and Blake Belladonna, the latter being part of the ship that you guys got all pissy about. The scene that seemed to hint at her and Yang's romantic relationship appeared to have been taken out of context, as it was indeed a wonderful scene that showed us just how much of a supportive person Yang was. It was a great way of revealing to us their bond of sisterhood, as well as build up each girl's character.
However, taking into consideration all the scenes that we've been given so far, it's very likely that this wasn't meant to be a romantic scene, or one building on a romance.
I believe many have gotten confused with the two scenes that we were given, thinking that both were of romantic couples sharing their love, when technically only one was. That one being of Jean trying to get some advice on asking Weiss to the dance, only to have Pyrrha, ironically, tell her crush to just be himself. Sadly, this doesn't work, or more likely, is even able to use the advice as Jean catches Weiss asking Neptune out. But what did work out was Yang's talk to Blake as she gets all dressed up and goes to the dance with Sun. And who else shows up to this high school cliche? Emerald and Mercury. For some reason.
And let's begin the episode to find out if it gives us that reason. Lakanan, roll the clip, old buddy, old pal, old good friend.
Fuck off, Bumblebee hater.
Fine, I'll do it.
And since I'm the one controlling it this time, I can— Ah, jeez! Why'd you hit me?
Just needed to get it out of my system.
You good?
No, watch yourself.
Back at the party, we see that people are enjoying themselves. Ironwood seems to be trying to get his wood ironed, and Ruby and John are hanging out alone by the punch. Cause I guess they're here to help you socially awkward losers who don't get invited to parties to self-identify with them.
Which never happens to me.
Didn't your mom have your last birthday party without you?
Well, the two converse, and Ruby gives her sympathies for Jean wussing out and asking Weiss out. But Jean says that he's fine with Weiss going with Neptune, only for Ruby to tell him that Weiss came alone. Upon hearing this and seeing Weiss alone doing something with a flower, and Neptune doing something with his face, Jean decides to man up.
Hold my punch.
Well, that was pretty weak.
The blonde boy wonder then makes his way through the crowd, only to be stopped when he sees his waifu walking alone. And it seems that finally he feels the wishes of the universe and follows after her. Outside in the quiet of the night, Jean asks Pyrrha if she's alright, saying that he's just now seen her at the dance. To which she says that she arrived late. Jean then goes on to ask where her date is, only to find out that she too came alone to the dance.
What?
Nobody asked me.
But you're Pyrrha Nikos. How could nobody ask you?
I've been blessed with incredible talents and opportunities. I'm constantly surrounded by love, but when you're placed on a pedestal like that for so long, you become separated from the people that put you there in the first place. Everyone assumes I'm too good for them. It's become impossible to form any sort of meaningful relationship with people. That's what I like about you. You didn't even know my name. You treated me just like anyone else. And thanks to you, I've made friendships that will last a lifetime. Guess you're the kind of guy I wish I was here with.
Take the hint, John.
He can't hear you.
Take the hint, John!
Fucking idiot.
He is, isn't he?
God damn it.
Well, Jean is a bit slow. Kinda like the writers. And speaking of the writers, Neptune shows up to say hello. Upset, Jean lashes out, asking Shorty McTorty why he didn't go with Weiss.
Weishni asked you to the dance. What in the world could possibly keep you from going?
Can't dance.
Okay, that was pretty funny.
Neptune then goes on to say that he turned down Weiss, breaking her heart and being forced to come to the dance alone simply because he can't just move in time with the beat. Is that correct?
That about sums it up, yeah.
Do you like her?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know her too well yet, but she seems pretty cool.
Jean then tells him to just go for it. No pickup lines, no smooth talking, just ask Weiss and not care about looking cool.
In all honesty, if you could be a little less cool, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Only one thing left to do.
Back at the dance, we see people dancing. Take note, people, this is why I am going to be the greatest critic of all time. Even Penny is, dancing.
You guys had an opportunity to have Penny do the robot, and you didn't take it. You had an opportunity for an awesome joke, and you failed us! You failed us, Rooster Teeth!
Anyways, we get a quick glimpse of Neptune taking Jean's advice, which seems to work. Let's just hope he doesn't take his advice on fashion sense, as we see the crowd is laughing at something which turns out to be...
Promise is a promise.
Ah, my eyes! They're bleeding! Well, this is just giving Pierre some foreplay ideas. Well, horror aside, Jean then grabs Pierre to dance, as Ren voices my inner thought.
This is happening!
Wait, what is happening?
Okay, I'll move on. Above the dance, we see Mercury and Emerald overseeing this test animation, as the latter gives Cinder the all clear, and as Mercury gives us another stupid joke.
We should probably be home by midnight to be safe.
I'll keep my eye on the clock.
However, bored and alone, Ruby leaves the dance, cause clearly we gotta get this plot rolling, and being the main protagonist, this little Red Riding Hood has gotta be the one to foil Cinderella's play. Hey, I just got that midnight joke. Outside, she sees someone testing out their Assassin's Creed cosplay and decides to follow. At the cross-continental transmit tower, Cinder begins to stealth her way in. And like in any stealth game, the moment she's seen, she says, fuck it, and starts killing the guards as she makes her way up to communications. Back outside, Ruby comes across a poorly hidden body of a guard and calls to her Crescent Rose, causing even more property damages. Inside, Cinder arrives at communications and begins hacking, when suddenly she's informed that Ironwood is leaving the party, but apparently the CCT tower's computers don't have a firewall, and she's done with whatever she was doing. However, before she can leave, Ruby arrives.
Is anyone there? Excuse me. You know, it's not a masquerade party.
A fight then breaks out. But before we can get excited for some RWBY, the show, not the character, action, Ruby, the character, not the show, is distracted by the arrival of Ironwood. But in that brief moment, Cinder disappears. Somehow. We then see Cinder making her way to the party as she redisguises herself and hides in the crowd of dancers. Meeting up with a dynamic duo, Mercury asks Mama if she was successful.
They'll be scratching their heads long after we've finished what we came here for.
Well, then what now?
Enjoy the rest of the night. After all, it is a party.
And as we get the 12 strokes of midnight, we close this episode with one final pass over the dancers, Ruby with Ironwood, and the computer screen as it flashes with a queen chess piece, signifying that another move has been made.
Alright, I'm just gonna get this over with. Was this episode good? Yes. Did it really answer any of our questions about the plot? No, not really.
Here we go again.
Once again, we have another lovely character building episode. And yes, some things that might involve the plot did occur, but trust me when I say that the plot really didn't advance here. I'll remind you guys that we are halfway through the second season and still have no clue on what the villain's main goal is, what they may be planning, or how it will affect our four protagonists. Hell, as far as we can tell, none of our characters will be affected, except for maybe Pyrrha, but who cares about her?
Okay, before any of you start complaining that I don't know how to have a good time, I did like this episode, and I did love that scene with your waifu.
The dance might have been a bit cliche, but it did allow us, as the girls pointed out in the last episode, to calm down and rest. It also reminded us that these are still just kids, growing up in this world. And because of the dance, we do get some wonderful scenes with our characters. Most prominently, like I said, was with Pyrrha.
And I should probably apologize for not really supporting the Jean and Pierre ship, as well as criticizing the latter so much.
Apologize? I want you to beg! Fall to thy knees, asshole, and pray to Monty for forgiveness! Plead for his mercy, bitch!
Do I have to?
Do it!
Fine. Anyways, yes. Finally it all comes together and makes sense, delivering us a monumental scene.
Why Pierre wanted to help Jean, why she cared about him, and why she was hesitant on confessing her feelings. It was all because of the position she held. This isn't too different from Weiss if you think about it. It would be hard to make friends because those that were good didn't think that they were good enough, and those that clearly weren't thought that they were all that and more.
So yeah, Jean's ignorance not only played a wonderful part in this story, but also in this relationship. Having not known or even cared about anybody's position, as he was so low to begin with, he saw everyone as they were. This is emphasized in the last episode when he explains his feelings for Weiss, and not once does he mention her wealth or power. And that's what Piran loved about him. Kind at heart, yet loyal and honest. He could see her for who she was and not what she was. Treating her like anyone else was one of the nicest things someone has done to her, as it allowed her to form a bond with him. I wasn't joking when I said Rooster Teeth knows how to write characters and character interactions. This short scene was probably one of the best in this series.
We cool?
As I said at the beginning, no, watch yourself.
And again, that wasn't the only interesting scene that we got this episode. And out of the few that there were, the one that I want to talk about involves our villain.
Once again, we must wonder, how dangerous is Cinder? And no, that's not me complaining that the writers didn't create a good character with her, though that could easily apply. It is a legitimate question. Seeing how quickly and easily she managed to escape, she should have been able to do that earlier on. But she didn't. How powerful is she to be so overconfident that she would readily jump into a fight? Plus, it was clear throughout it all, she was neither on her toes nor giving it all she got. She was simply toying with Ruby, like a cat with a mouse.
I'll say it again, while their plots may be shaky, Rooster Teeth knows how to do characters. So while we don't know much about Cinder yet, this scene showed us a lot more than you may think.
Since there was no penny shot, in my book, it didn't show us enough.
She either has some mad hacking skills, or at least knows somebody that does. She's a clear, competent fighter who is more than able to hold her ground. And most importantly, she seems to love to cause others discomfort. All this hints to a deeper character that this egomaniac is hiding underneath the surface.
But as you can tell, this episode was kind of short, and while technically I can go for hours talking about the characters, the interactions, the developments, I'm gonna call it a day because I'm still a little tired from the flight.
You're recording this ahead of time, you idiot. You haven't even left yet.
And I'm tired from when I got sick and dealing with all the backed up work. Either way, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Ricardo, the Cynical Critic. With me, no movie's sacred, no video's safe, but all deserve a chance. I'll catch you guys next time. Toodles!
Ow, jeez, what the hell, man?
Told you to watch yourself.
I only stated my opinion, so stop it! No.
Son of a...
This is my fort!
Oh, hi, Senpai. How's, You have such beautiful eyes, sir. Don't mind while I stare at your vulnerable place in the nape of your neck. Don't mind me. I'm not being weird. Screw you. I am a normal girl. Oh, he's so dreamy. Oh, my God. Sorry, Senpai. I just want to lick your teeth. Is that weird? Probably not. I'm gonna love you! Oh. Notice me!